Hello YouTube, and a very special hello to my subscribers. So my name's Phil, I'm the Income School student, and this is another video in a series of videos which is my response to a review of Project 24 on another YouTube channel called Keyword Research Company, which I disagree with entirely. So if you haven't seen the first video in this series, go down to the description and there will be a link that will take you back to that video. So today we're going to talk about another idea that this YouTube channel, Keyword Research Company, gave for not buying Project 24. And of course I disagree with what they say, and this is what I'm going to talk about today. So the topic was the fact that Jim and Ricky tell you to write long posts just for the sake of it, basically. That was what was being alluded to. So I don't agree with that, and this is why. So this guy was complaining about the fact that Jim and Ricky tell you to write very long posts. He said over 3,000 just for the sake of it. And that is a waste of time, and you should never write long posts at all. Well, that's not quite true. What we're taught in Project 24, because as you may know, I am a current member of Project 24, which is the course that was launched by Income School, Jim and Ricky over at incomeschool.com. So what we're taught is about the content mix or the post mix. So this is different types of posts for different types of situation, and it's particularly for the level of competition that we find during search analysis. So that ranges from a response post, which can be anywhere between 1,300 to 1,500 words long, to a staple post around 2,500 words long, and a pillar post 3,500 words long. And so we have different types of posts for different types of situations. So the reason why we use this different kind of posts is because the query that we're writing our response to kind of like merits a different length of post, because sometimes the answer is more complex than other queries. So the thing is, the length of the post is not to hit the target really, it's because we need that amount of information, because we're not only answering the first query, we're thinking of the next question that the user might ask, and also the following question after that. And it's really to give the definitive answer and the most helpful resource. And to do that, you need to write a lot of content. But it just makes sense. Once you learn how to do it, you're never going to write a post that's shorter than 1,300 words really, although it is possible. It really depends on the situation, but you need to get as much information as you can into your post, and that's the reason why they're so long. I suppose the thing that sort of bothered me the most about the thing that Keyword Research Company said about this was he was alluding to the fact that you should write short posts of around 500 to 700 words long. This may have been the case in the past because people thought that their users just want to get the answer quickly and go. And this is true for certain things. If you want to, for example, know how to change a tyre on a car, you don't want to read a very long article about it. You just want the information and you want to go and do that. But for certain queries, you need more in-depth information, and you don't want to get half an answer. You want to have all the information so you can make your decision or do whatever you need to do with that information. And interestingly, there was a study done by a website called Backlinko, which went through all the top results in the SERP, and they found that on average, the top 10 articles are always about 1,000 words long. So that's quite interesting. So the trend that we're taught, which is, write short articles because people want the information, it's not actually backed up by the data. And this is where Income School is very different to other content creators, because we know that we need to give our users the ultimate answer to any query that we write. And that involves a lot of information, which of course leads to slightly longer articles than our competition, or in some cases much longer articles. So if you go and look at the review that they put on Keyword Research Company, and there's a link, there will be in the description here, or possibly in the first video. I'll try and put it in every video. So if you go back and watch that, what the guy says is that if in his research he found an article that was, say, 700 words long, why on earth would he go and write a 1,500 word post or a 3,000 word post he would just add an extra 100 words or something and he'd easily beat out that post. Okay, maybe it's true. But the thing is, the next month or a year later, someone else is going to come along and find his 800 word article and just write 900 words. And it's a constant battle. Whereas, if you look at that query and you look at the competition and you write the definitive answer, no one is going to be able to provide a better answer than you. So you have won that query and you've won it pretty much for all time. And that also goes into your search analysis. If you go through your search analysis and you find a query that has an excellent answer and you can't think of anything you could add to that answer, move on. Don't write that query because someone has already answered it. So this is the whole point. We're writing posts in response to the query, to the complexity of that query, and that's why we are writing longer posts than the average content creator. And for me, that just makes total sense. So a little caveat to this is when you are a new website, it may be useful to you to add a lot more content compared to what your competitors have. This is especially true if the competitor is more established. We've all seen this during search analysis. We find a fairly well-known website with a very short article, but they're in position 0 or position 1. And it's kind of unfair because they haven't given the best answer. Whereas as a new website, you may have written a very good answer and you're still on page 2. But over time, as Google tests that, your better quality post is going to slowly rise up in the rankings, and you can still beat out that website with a lot of authority just by writing a longer answer full of detail. We're not talking about fluffing here. We're not talking about things that are off topic. If you go over to any of the websites for Income School, so camperreport.com for example, look at any of their posts and you will see that they're always on point. There is no additional sort of fluffing or just saying things for the sake of it. Everything's on point, it's extremely helpful, and the post may be very long. And that is why they're doing so well, because they're serving their users with the best quality content and the best possible answers. So that is why in Project 24 we are taught to write more than the average content creator. We're not taught to do that just for the sake of it. There is a method to the madness and it works. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And also, if you have any questions, I mean, how long are your average posts on your website? Are they longer or shorter than 1,000 words? So leave me a comment. What do you think? And of course, don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to release another video in this series talking about another reason why the channel keyword research company have said not to buy Project 24, but I think it's a reason to buy Project 24. So don't forget to catch that.